So we're going to a holiday party, we're going to a celebration, we're going to a birthday, whatever it is. What would I eat if you went with me? What would I be looking for to stay away from the vices? What would I focus on? I'm gonna give you the 5 top things at a holiday, at a celebration, at a gathering to get you through it without having to wake up so guilty the next morning. Let's go. Pre-planning before you go, before you even get into the top 5, this is crucial. You win the pre-planning, you're gonna feel way better about yourself the next day, which means you gotta get a lot of fluids in, a lot of water. It's gonna fill you up. You're gonna stay hydrated if you stay out later, if you eat salty foods, if you indulge in alcohol. You've gotta make sure you're very hydrated. That's gonna pay dividends for the next day. I would also say you get in electrolytes the morning of, the day of. So electrolytes powder, maybe some greens. I mix mine all together. I'm hydrating before a celebration or a get together. Next, I do fasting. I do this on a normal day because every day is a party, I guess. But from a fasting perspective, if I know I have a gathering, I'm gonna have a big meal, a celebration, birthday cake, a holiday, grandma's, cookies, whatever it is, that night, I am fasting that morning and potentially that lunch. So set yourself up for success, cut down all the calorie intake early in the day and save up so you can enjoy once you get to that holiday meal. Thirdly, on the pre-planning, before I get to the top 5 at a party, do a workout, get some exercise in. You're gonna feel so much better about yourself at the party and you can indulge a little bit more knowing you've put yourself in a little bit of calorie deficit early in the day to pay off and pay the price and pay the debt later in the day. Get a workout in and eat beforehand. I know it sounds weird, but if you're just going to a gathering, you don't know what they're going to have. You don't know what food's going to show up. You might be, especially if you have an allergy to something or you're really working on your weight loss goals, eat beforehand. Eat a healthy meal before you go because you get there, it's not going to be all about food. It's going to be about socializing and having a good time at the party. 5 things I'm going to eat. You and I walk in. What am I looking for? First, number 5. Meat. I'm going to focus on meat. I can't probably control if it's grass-fed or if it's like, free range or wild caught fish. Those are the ideals, but I'm going to be looking for the meat because the lower carbohydrates, it's going to fill me up and I don't have to deal with all the excess sugars, which is normally going to be in everything else that I'm eating at an event like that. So I would focus on the turkey, maybe the turkey sandwiches or the meat of the chicken that they have or the ham or the steak. I might go with the meatballs. I ideally like to ditch some of the sauce there or scrape some of the sauce off if I can. I might go deli meat style. If there's deli meat, then I might take the bun out from the, those little sandwiches that used to like, here's the meat, here's the cheese. I would just take the meat and the cheese, right? I could always put that on a salad and create my own salad that way. A little trick I do quite a bit. Or maybe charcuterie. And I know some of those get a little bit fatty, but it's still going to be way better than pounded in the carbs. Number 4, what I would look for, I'm looking for the nuts. I want them to be raw nuts. They could be salted. I would rather prefer them to be dry roasted, but that's where you're going to get nutrient contents. Cashews, raw, great source of zinc. Here you are at a party boosting your immune system. Almonds, chucked full of magnesium. You're going to be helping out your concentration and your digestive system just by putting down some nuts at the party. Again, ideally dry roasted, and they can contain some salt. Number 3, I might focus on soup, especially if it's got a good broth, like a chicken broth or a bone broth with it. That's going to get in good nutrients, fill me up, but I can stay away from a lot of the carbohydrates. A chili might be a good option, or maybe a vegetable soup, because I'm getting the veggies in, I'm enjoying it still, but again, I'm cutting out a lot of those carbohydrates and those sugars. Number 2, I'm going to that vegetable tray. I love me some vegetables. Problem is the dip. Hopefully they have a hummus. If not, maybe some kind of a dressing. You can eat them plain, but at least you're getting in a lot of vegetables, a lot of nutrients, and a lot of fiber. I love me the veggie tray. I love me the relish tray. I'm pounding down some olives, some pickles. So are my kids. Radishes, carrots, cabbage, cucumbers, broccoli. Yep, all the things right there. I'm going after that early because the more I eat of that, the less I'm probably going to have of the meal and the carbs and the dessert. Number 1, not intuitive, but pick your one thing that you want to enjoy at the party and focus on just that one thing. Indulge in that one thing. If it's the dessert, pick one dessert. If it's the appetizer, pick one appetizer. If it's the main dish, pick the main. Be a human being and enjoy the party. Maybe you don't have to do this, but just give yourself a guilt-free moment, especially if you did a workout earlier in the day, especially if you did some fasting earlier in the day. If you got your hydration in there, pick your one thing at the party. Like, you know what? I just am really going to enjoy that one thing. If that little slice of cake, that cookie, that piece of meat, that appetizer that's got carbohydrates in, whatever it is, that one drink, you're going to do that. and just be a human being, but pay the debt earlier in the day and enjoy. Go for it. But just one, okay? Not having 3 indulgences or 7 indulgences, just one, but go for it. That's how you can enjoy a holiday party, still be a human being, still enjoy the whole thing, not be awkward around anybody, not have them be like, oh, here comes Dr. Livingood again. He's got this strict dieting. No, I go with the flow. I don't make a big deal out of it. I pick and choose myself. Now, if you feel like you can't hold back and you just want to indulge in everything, there could be some warning signs that you do have that sugar addiction going on and it might be damaging your health. And then maybe you do need to get a bit more strict. To understand if you do have those kind of restrictions, I got a video coming up for you next. And if you need a healthy candy bar to take with you to one of these, I put a link for that below as well. So check out this video on warning signs that sugar is damaging your health and you do need to be pretty strict this holiday. Check this out.